Disclaimer. Please don't DMCA this Nintendo. It's Christmas, and this was made in 2013. It will not hurt your sales by any means. Also, rest in peace to Mario. Nintendo killed you off this year, but you shall be remembered forever and ever. Also, don't ask me for the game. There are many ways to play the game online or patch it out yourself. Just Google. Google's your friend, my friend. Now, with that literal dead meme out of the way, Peach's Christmas Invitation was created on December 24th, 2013 by Kaze, or as he would be known as today, Kaze Emanuar. I apologize if I didn't say it the right way, but that's kind of how I pronounce it, so sorry. But Kaze or Kaze works just fine as far as I know. He has a long-running history of making well-developed ROM hacks for the Super Mario 64 emulation scene, as well as a few in Zelda 64. His first ever ROM hack was Super Mario 64 Madness that released November 1st, 2012. And depending on how I feel or if anyone would actually like it, I may just even review that game. But considering how many stars it has, being 122, that video will obviously be longer and take way more time to make, but I'm not against the idea. But continuing on, his last major hack was released on August 25th, 2021 this year. It was a unique version of Super Mario Odyssey, but for the N64. It contained 80 stars, and I have actually played through the game, which I will link in the video in the description, but it was my early days of streaming and whatnot, so the quality is pretty lacking. Overall, Kaze is that one in a million that has greatly expanded and is continuing to expand on the potential Super Mario 64 has, even for console players with a few tweaks here and there. So he is definitely the person, no, the legend we never deserved. Thank you, Kaze. We love you. Now, I feel like I'd be a heartless monster if I didn't give you all a heads up. So I will say this. If you're going to go into this game, you need to know the emulator settings, because for me, it took about 14, maybe even 20 minutes out of my life getting it set up. So basically, go online, Google Project 64. Do not, I repeat, do not go to the Project 64 website. They do not have the version you need to run the game on the download page. So continue to type 1.6 download after Project 64 like so, and you should be good from there when you get it from either the first link or literally any other website that's not Project 64 and is, clearly not scam sites. So yeah. This will save you the headache of countless failed attempts, as well as remove that god-awful forced 30-second loading time the devs decided to add into the emulator, basically guilt trip you into trying to pay them to continue this already finished open source emulator that others could clearly perfect, or unlike other emulators, don't shit the bed when you change a simple video plugin because they just work and without bugging you for trying to have your nostalgic trip and relive some good quality memories you had in your younger years. Also, if you ever plan on making a video with this emulator, I can't stress this enough. Just use GeForce Experience if you can, because using OBS or Streamlabs is a nightmare. And if you don't have that, I really honestly don't know what to tell you. Maybe Fraps, I guess. Every other emulator is fine, but not this one. Well, at least maybe it's also a plugin issue, because I did stream Zelda Master of Time, no problem, but that's irrelevant now. We're here for Mario and Peach's Christmas Invitation. So the game boots up with a customized prompt of the title name, replacing the classic SM64 title screen with Peach holding an actual note and Jesus himself, while also removing the 3D Mario head entirely. Understandably so. I mean, this is only a Christmas hack after all. Also, the custom file select looks eye-pleasing and still looks pretty nice to this day. So we boot into the game without an intro, no story, and the most we get is a supposed new invention by Professor Egad, which is called a hologram. And I actually like that as a detail. Using what the vanilla game does to Toads when at a distance and using that to your advantage was a good start to one of the many unique choices made in this hack. So we are free to roam around the new castle ground with new assets, stars falling from the sky, new entrants, 3D fences, 3D trees, frame rate issues that made me question my 3090, and just an overall new castle ground overhaul that puts the vanilla game to shame. Except for the vanilla game having the castle flags and having the actual river that I feel like could have been a blue still texture as if it was ice, but I don't think anyone would have judged it. But I can only guess the game was already too demanding, so I digress. We enter the castle to see that it too was overhauled, using the interior straight out of Paper Mario 64 with a few removed assets and textures here and there. My first instinct was to go to the kitchen just to be greeted with more lag but love for the detail that was put into the room. The custom 3D models and fixed cameras was a neat laggy touch into the mix. The first act, Breezy Peak, is literally just the whole entire Banjo-Kazooie level into the Mario universe, which helped the Christmas childlike wonder I got from the stage, even though I have yet to fully play a Banjo-Kazooie game. The first act being something I completely didn't do, being distracted by the huge tree that used the log stumps you use to free Chain Chomp as a means to gain a star, but in a different model while avoiding a bomber plane and some Sonic Adventure enemies I assume were just a replacement for Spinies. I won't go over every single act in full detail, but the whole area was a holiday joy to roam around in, and it even had an earlier rideable Yoshi. Something that made younger me declare it as the best ROM hack ever because of this edition, not knowing that it was a pretty small hack. And with the Yoshi was a color customizer that even that was just a huge new game changer and an essential piece to obtaining a star. Kaze was holding nothing back here, and it really shows. You can climb all the way as high as the snowman's face that will lead you to a star that you use the Sonic Spring in order to get the star. But sadly, the scarf didn't just have that 2018 ROM hacking momentum physics some hacks have now. Also, I do want to note that the top of the snowman's hat is a solid that you can run around and walk around about, like you won't just fall through it. I found this out later when collecting a new big 3D star coin, which explains why there's a 3-star coin counter in the corner of the screen, and thought there was a way up to the top since there was a hole in his hat, but no, kinda ended up finding it the hard way with Game Sharks and was like, oh, I'm pretty disappointed. But besides that, it also helped me find another detail that had Gruntilda flying around, I'm guessing on a magic broom. The texture was pretty low detailed, flying around the moon, which I felt like was a hidden reference to cows flying over the moon or something of that sort. And also regular coins are 3D as well, so that back then was pretty mind-blowing. Continuing on, I like the detail with the igloo that you had to ground pound the top in order to fight King Thwomp, and the fact that not only is Koopa the Quick's race a custom race, but it also has hoops to guide you around the path to take, and is probably the best method considering some other ROM hacks with custom races can cause Koopa the Quick to get stuck. Super Mario 74. I will say though, if you're a console purist that doesn't believe in save states, my best advice is drop the pride. As much as I love how big the world is, I do not want to re-scratch the surface just cause of some jank caused me to slip off and then just have to go all the way back up, climb the snowman all over again, have to do all this platforming all over again, just save state. Please trust me, it'll save you a lot of headaches. This hack is meant to be enjoyed. There's no reason to be stressing on a ROM hack based around Christmas. Just use it, trust me. If this is the first level that you go to, I can assure you the next one you'll have way more worse of a time. Also, my game crashed at some point. Maybe the dead Mario model on the riding Yoshi just died from frostbite or something. I don't know what was up with that. Even his model is just, it's definitely let you know that's really early rideable Yoshi physics model. Now with Act 1 out of the way, The next one is the hardest one I still remember to this day, and how BS it was because of the luck and skill you need. So for you console purists, take note of this one. So as the text box states, this is the speed level where you have 15 enemies to defeat within the limit of time, including one that is literally Wizpig from Diddy Kong Racing, flying around on his rocket that will continue to fly in circles, and the best bet is to save state and luck and hope for the best, because one wrong move can make you lose time, because if speeding through it wasn't obvious enough with the music that accompanies it, you are basically timed this whole entire segment. But don't worry, running out of time does nothing more than takes a life away. Also, you might be thrown off by the Stargate animation in this level, because this level literally just replaces Bowser in the Sky, reskinned to be more difficult, have a few more customizable tweaks, and overall Mario just ends up with the key get animation. Even when he gets out of the painting, he still has the key get animation, but without the actual key. Once you have 8 stars, you can finally enter the dining hall area one level above. And I guess Peach's room doesn't exist anymore, because I was actually hoping to see how Kaze would have did her room, but alas, it was gone. But that didn't stop Kaze from adding actual 3-dimensional models of foods, cups, plates, hell, even the damn cookies are 3D models. And he didn't even have to do that. It would have been more beneficial if all the food was just 2D. It probably would have helped performance and stuff, but that's still a lot of effort into it, you know? Kaze is really Jesus, I tell you. Just really wish it didn't lag as much though. With that admiring out of the way, all that is left is to go through one more door for one last fight. But before that, there are 2 more stages to complete before we can fight the big bad. The first segment to the final boss is a 2-dimensional or a 2.5D blast from the past with classic blocks, piranha plants and pipes, flying Koopas in their kickable shells once you hit them out the sky, penguins sliding, and just an overall good callback to the old 2D style. The second final segment is back to the 3D control of Mario 64, which, if I'm going to be completely honest, is way easier than the 2D control with Super Mario 64 controls mixed together. And it's not that it was bad or nothing, it's just, I guess because it's old, it kind of feels dated, but it definitely still lives up to today's ROM hacks that have that same aesthetic. So the second segment is really just a straight shot outside of getting red coins in the big star coin. But the few things to notice that were added was the TikTok clock blocks used to get a red coin, and a few platforms that I'm guessing was ripped from Lava Bowser boss fight, if I do remember correctly, but it was smaller and retextured to fit the aesthetics of the surrounding areas. A few rolling platforms that I'm just gonna assume was probably the rolling logs where the monkey is usually at, but like it's stationary but it continues to spin. And with all that, you basically go through a cave, cavern, whatnot, with a icy hot kind of aesthetic of one place being very hot, the next place being very cold. Either way, you end up using some platform that I would assume is from AZ Maze Cave, and just do your best to maneuver the platform while also dodging the fire that's spitting from whatever blue substance is inside that toxic river as you go to the multicolored castle, which would be the final destination you need to fight the final boss. So after going through that huge obstacle course, the final fight, and for once it's not Bowser but some custom alien boss that's probably a reference someone might know. I don't know who it is. If you do know, please let me know down in the comments, because I've never seen this kind of boss before. The platform for the fight was a surprise, especially when you try to move and then you see it lights up. You're like, oh, that's a nice detail, and then you get zapped because it's electricity. But you know, there was never really that much of an indicator aside from the lights flashing. And the boss's overall moveset was to shoot his hand at you. Sometimes it will fly, sometimes I guess it'll have a dud. And then there would also be its dashing move where it would dash right at you, whether it had its arms or not. If it did dash at you, the only two indicators you would have is his arm is in front of him, meaning you're going to take damage, and the other is him being arms free. And at first I thought you probably would have to jump kick him, but no, all you do is do the simple Mario route of jump on their head and then they're dead. And the detail that I found interesting was the fact that the boss actually had a health bar. I was not expecting that, to be honest. I really wasn't. To be honest, I wasn't even expecting a whole custom boss fight like this, especially for 2013. My overall advice for you, for if you ever decide to fight this boss, is jump on the head, dodge the meteors, because by the time you have half of his health down, it's gonna have a meteor shower somewhere. And don't die. And good luck. After a long random battle with an unknown foe, if you haven't already collected all the star coins in the game, Peach, who shows up in the dining hall, will recommend you find them since everyone else isn't back yet. And this actually matters if you want a true ending of some sorts. But to save you the time, I'll just tell you what's in for all 9 star coins and 11 power stars. Odd number choice there, Kaze. Odd number choice indeed. And forget that, it probably means nothing. So after everything's selected, Peach's dialogue changes, and that's literally it. Everyone is there, even Slowbro, for whatever reasons. Even he points it out, he or her is really self-aware about how he or she really feels out of place. With everything said and done, I'm pretty sure that's it to this ROM hack. They did have an Alien X looking dude that delivers the credits to you, which I would assume is, hey, that's the true conclusion to the ROM hack, and nothing more, nothing less. It's just read the text box, and then yeah, that's basically it. But yeah, that was Peach's Christmas invitation, my first ROM hack showcase. Sorry for whatever low quality that this may have contained. I will include my failed attempts getting this game to run before using Project 64 1.6 instead of the current version that I was trying to go off as a base, just to showcase my frustration that you can avoid right after my thanks. So stay tuned for that. But I hope you enjoyed the video nonetheless, and I'll also be uploading my actual playthrough on a different video after this one if anyone wants to check that out. But until next time, like I always say, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Where you may reside, I hope you're doing good, and if not, I hope in due time things get better for you. And until next time, peace out. Merry Christmas. Okay. You know what? Let me just actually run that back. Wait, it crashed. Okay, let's not run that back. Let's just actually stop it from here. Close off this dang emulator and try a different plugin. I'll just go with yeah, 1.7 v5. Yeah, that clearly. Matter of fact, no. I feel nostalgic. Oh wait, that's not gonna work. 1.6 isn't gonna work for 4.0. Don't you just love it when things all come together? Okay, let's try 1.6. Maybe it might actually work this time. It did not work. Alright, let's close it again. Game settings, plugins, 56. Maybe that'll work. No, and that's probably like my 5th time hearing Mario in a pleasantly charming voice from a pleasantly uncharming character for most games. You know, I'm gonna just try the rice. The rice has always helped. Still not running right. Well, this is not the funnest experience to go off of, and it's already been 3 minutes. Maybe Direct64, that could possibly work, even though I don't know what that plugin is, but okay. And it's showing, it's showing something, even though it's very, very, very low budget and all up in your face, and it's just not gonna work. This is a lot of crashes that I really don't particularly like, though I don't think anybody really likes crashes in video games by any means. Plugins, let's just go with Glide64. That's like the most generic decision everyone goes with. It would be really nice if Peach would show up and say Mario, but she doesn't. She just ghosts this man. Oh my gosh. These are the people that want you to give them your money, but the damn emulator doesn't even freaking work, especially when it comes down to changing plugins. That didn't work. The more I use this emulator, the more and more I hate the fact that nobody else has tried to make a fork out of it and make it 100% better than what the default is. All right, let's try Rice 044. Maybe that'll work. No, you just want to crash and burn without showing anything? All right, yeah, I understand. I understand. You're not as good as it used to be, even though it's still not on full screen, but I can still see you at the very bottom. All right, you're really not running. You're really not running at that point. You're just fucking crashing and burning. So Rice didn't work. Project 64 video plugin. I'm gonna try Mudlords. I know I've heard that before, but I don't really know what was up with that back in the day. Mario. All right, well at least she called out for Mario, I guess. It might be because of the fact that I'm recording, and I'ma hate the hell out of that fact because it's so dog shit dumb that it shouldn't even be a thing, like at all. Like it's 7 fucking minutes already and I'm trying to get this shit to run, but it's not running. You know how asinine that is? All right, Jabu's NVIDIA OpenGL 073. Maybe that'll give me something. I should have probably edited the settings first. Please work. Wow, NVIDIA failed us. NVIDIA failed us all. And that, okay, ending it didn't do a damn thing. GLN64, sure, it's like the last one. What's the worst that could happen? That's exactly the worst. Wait, what? It's whatever. It doesn't even boot up. Failed to display, no shit. So I'm gonna open up the actual file, go to like 2.4 since that was like the last one that I tried. Configure plugins and then try the default, I guess. Yeah, somewhat like that. Not really, I'm just using the 1.7 Jabu. I don't see why it's failing. Emulation started. Yeah, that's good to know, but are you gonna finish? I like how it has the little time saying what time it is, and I'm just like, okay, that's good to know, I guess. Like, I don't see what that does for me. It's been 10 minutes already. Time really goes by fast. This is why I be thinking about just offing myself sometimes. Because why even live when time goes by so fucking fast? I've spent 10 minutes of my life failing. Holy shit. It's time I can't get back. Okay, now I'm at the 1.7. About to try 1.7. Oh my god, I fucking hate everything. Jesus fucking Christ. Well, it was on the whole up-to-date settings. No, go to configurations, plugins with, oh, okay, 1.6. Then try to boot it. What the okay, just load up. I don't care. I really do not care. Why are you only loading that? You know what? I'm going to 1.6. It's like everything after 1.6 just went downhill, and it really fucking shows. It really fucking shows. ROMs, get that. Go to settings, go to options, uncheck hide because that's dumb. On loading and ROM, go to full screen. Yeah, sure, why not? Say okay. Click options, settings again. Yeah, like Jabu really never had that much settings because it was like, yeah, everything just fucking worked. Damn it. We didn't need that fancy smancy shit. Let's say good, remove, status, remove. Let's remove all of that crap. File name, add, and then internal name, add. So those are the only good things that keep it relevant, let you know what you're about to boot in, and advanced, go to 8, and then overall you just have a good time with that. Yeah. I should have no issues. I do need to set up the controller though. Oh, okay. Memory pack was all it was. Okay, I'm pretty sure everything's basically same. No issues at all whatsoever. I'm gonna just have it be what it is. Internal name is not there? That's weird. File name? Yeah, that's what I have it as. All right, cool beans, I guess. Yeah, that's just gonna have to do. Okay, this should work. If it doesn't, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Just these settings, make sure those are straight, and here we go. It's loading. Oh my god. Finally, after about, I don't know how long, I finally got it to load, but it's in this tiny pathetic state of a excuse of a video quality resolution, whatever it's called. Oh wait, I don't think I changed that setting.